morning, Opteck traders. This is Senior Market Analyst Don Kingsley coming to you live from Opteck headquarters. Today is August 13th, 2014. Let's get going with today's daily market review. First on the dock, Japan. GDP suffered its biggest contraction since 2011. GDP shrunk by an annualized 6.8% in the 3 months ending June this year. Some of the reasons why, one, the 2011 nuclear disaster was a major setback in Japan's economy as a result of also new recent sales tax hikes. And the Central Bank of Japan also made some major asset purchases recently, which caused the yen to drop, but also affected stocks to rise. So stocks on the rise in Japan, yen drop. So what can we do on our platform? We can definitely take a quick options on major assets like Euro Japanese yen, US dollar Japanese yen, British pound Japanese yen, Australian dollar Japanese yen to go up. Next, fighting resuming between Israel and Hamas as the 72-hour ceasefire ends tonight at 12 a.m. Israel's tourism was severely affected this past month in July. It's down 21.6% this year compared to 2013. Israel's Ministry of Finance expects current wartime expenses to roll over into next year. Here's a quote. Israel's Central Bureau of Statistics said yesterday that tourism was down 21% from July from a year earlier as a result of the fighting. The government's budget deficit quadrupled from a year earlier, in part because of the deferral taxes of residents of Israel's rocket-battered south and because of early payments to vendors in the area, said the finance ministry. Moving forward, U.S. is expected to help fight the Islamic State of Iraq and the Levant, provided that Iraqi Prime Minister Nouri al-Maliki steps down from his position and allows for a more balanced government to be formed, including all racial factions to participate, including Sunnis, Shias, and Kurds. What can we do as a result from this? Trade action will take oil to go up, oil rising at $97 a barrel and high. The reason President Obama has been so clear about wanting to get the government formation before beginning to tackle ISIL in the most significant ways, because you don't have a government that is inclusive and that works, nothing else will work, plain and simply, Kerry said. That is Secretary of Defense John Kerry of Massachusetts said during a visit to Australia recently. Ukraine taking a precautionary measure by blocking Russian aid convoy transporting 2,000 metric tons of food, medicine, and water in order to prevent potential smuggling of weapons to rebels. Ukraine's military says it's near the end of an operation to surround the remaining separatist strongholds and has called on civilians to leave Donetsk and Luhansk. Encirclement of the rebels would shut off routes to the Russian border and sever their supply lines. The Defense Ministry said on Facebook yesterday that the government forces retook control of 3 villages and neutralized a group of 30 rebels. Last but not least, let's get into the Forex factory announcements happening today. Already, major announcements on the British pound, average earnings index, claimant count change, which was positive. Also, we're expecting very soon, perhaps in the next 10-15 minutes, the Bank of England inflation report, in which Governor Carney of the Bank of England will be discussing, headed to be around 10:30 a.m. GMT. Last but not least, later on today at 1:30 GMT, U.S. dollar announcements, core retail sales and retail sales. Keep in mind, core retail excludes automobile industry. That's the daily market wrap-up here from Opteck headquarters. Your host, Don Kingsley. Happy trading.